Hello, my name's Dan, and this is my video for the Ideas and Pioneers Fund. We're applying for a programme which supports young people to become informed, educated, and campaign upon issues of access to HIV and Hep C medication. The reason why we're doing that is because we're part of a wider group of HIV activism called AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, which has been going for 30 years with the original intention of fighting the HIV pandemic until there is a cure for all. That was called the first silence in the 1980s and 1990s, and now we're in what's called the HIV second silence because of three compounding reasons. One being the rise in transmission levels across many different demographics in the UK, particularly amongst young gay men in London, with 5 new infections every day. And other demographics as well, middle-aged straight women are one of the highest rates of infection as well. Compounded by the second reason, which is cuts to services and the breakdown of the National Health Service. There's recently been £200 million cut to sexual health services, which includes HIV education prevention services, which is nonsensical, all the while there's a rise in transmission levels. And the third compounding reason, because people generally believe that HIV was something resolved in the 1980s and 1990s, and therefore stigma and prejudice and stereotyping continues to go rife. So for all these reasons, we want to set up a programme over the next year and a half to work with communities across London, particularly in the worst affected areas of transmission, such as Lambeth, to educate and inspire young people to take action and to learn from our elders in HIV activism, the ones who survived the first silence and the first crisis, to teach us the methods that they've learned to be effective agents of change. The difference that we hope it will make is ultimately contribute to the wider goal of stopping the second silence and contributing everything we can to stopping the HIV pandemic until there's an HIV/AIDS cure for all, which includes Hep C medication because of issues of co-transmission. We're struggling against the same pharmaceutical irregulations and issues of non-transparency, because currently they can raise the prices for the profit they want over people's needs. So we're working with lots of different communities to challenge pharmaceutical corruption and to work and lobby the government to not cut HIV and Hep C education prevention and support services, and raise awareness through campaigning, through education, through posters about the issues of stigma, ultimately so that people become agents of change and people living with HIV can lead the struggle themselves, such as myself, who's been living it now for nearly 10 years. I think that's all to say within 3 minutes. Thank you so much.